We've got some wild trade rumors circulating the internet that we're talking about today on the show. I'm your host, Joey Petersen. Welcome to the Packers Report. The question is, could the Cheetah be on his way to Green Bay? Sporting News put out an article, and they mentioned the Green Bay Packers as one of the top 4 trade destinations for Tyreek Hill, along with the Dallas Cowboys, Los Angeles Chargers, and the Baltimore Ravens as well. So happy you guys are joining me. I'm about to break this entire thing down. Before that, make sure you guys go ahead and give me a follow on X. You can find me at Joey Petersen 8. I'm currently sitting at 766 followers. My goal is to get to 775. My link to my Twitter is going to be in the comments section. It's going to be right under the first paragraph in the description as well. So do me a big favor. Follow me on Twitter. I post about the Green Bay Packers every single day. You're not going to want to miss out. Already, Sporting News named Hill a top trade candidate for the Green Bay Packers. Austen Bundy is the guy who wrote this article. Here's what he had to say. Head coach Matt LeFleur doesn't have a clear-cut wide receiver 1 for quarterback Jordan Love. Christian Watson, Jayden Reed, and Romeo Doubs combined for 2,078 receiving yards in 2024, which was good enough to contribute to an 11-4 record. But when one of them went down with an injury, and they all did at one point, Love and the offense stalled out. Bringing in Hill would give Love a clear-cut number 1 option while creating one of the deepest wide receiver rooms in the league. And if I've said it once, I've said it 100 billion times. This team needs a clear-cut wide receiver 1. This team doesn't have a clear-cut wide receiver 1. Do you know who still is a clear-cut wide receiver 1, even at his age? It's Tyreek Hill, and I can promise you that. I got a lot more to say about this matter. Before that, I want to hear from you guys, okay? What say you? Should the Packers trade for Tyreek Hill? If you think so, go ahead, give me a T in the comment section down below for trade. And if you don't want him, give me a P for pass. So I'm not going to lie to you guys. I've got mixed emotions on this one. I really do. Okay? It feels like I've got a devil on my shoulder and I've got an angel on the other one. Okay? Because there's so much that Tyreek Hill could bring to an offense. There's so much that Tyreek Hill could bring to a team. I think that Tyreek Hill still has a lot left in the tank. Sure, he had a little bit of a down year this past year with Miami, but, you got to think about what their quarterback situation was. You got to think about what Tua Tagovailoa kind of went through this past season with his injuries. And so the devil on my shoulder is saying to me, you know what, Joey? This offense would be unstoppable. I mean, absolutely unstoppable. But then the angel's in there, and he's saying it's not worth the culture risk. Right? Tyreek Hill, he's not worth it. But let's talk about what the devil's saying for just a quick second. Tyreek Hill in his last 4 years has been better than almost any other wide receiver in the game. He had 959 yards this past year in 17 games, and that's with playing with Tim Boyle at his quarterback for 3 or 4 games. Didn't find the end zone near as much, but if you look at the back-to-back seasons prior, 1,700 yards in each, 20 touchdowns combined. 14 yards a catch, 15 yards a catch, almost 120 catches. And you look at this wide receiver room, and those 3 guys barely combined for more than Tyreek Hill had in 2023. Barely. This dude's a stud. This dude's still got a lot left in the tank. And if you look at this wide receiver situation for what Peter Bukowski tweeted on social media about a month ago, it just shows you more and more that Jordan Love needs a little bit of help, okay? Because his drop rate was 7.1%. And sure, that could be a little bit on Jordan Love, but in my opinion, it's a lot on these wide receivers. Because Jared Goff's drop rate, 2.1%. Hurts is 1.8%. You going to look me in the eyes and tell me Jalen Hurts is a better passer of the football than Jordan Love? The league average is 4.7, and Love's was 7.1. So flat out, plain and simple, Jordan Love just needs some more help, okay? He needs guys to help him. I'm not even saying he needs help, let's go add somebody. I'm just saying if you're not going to add anybody, these guys have to step up. Help me help you. That's kind of what I'm getting at here. And Jordan Love's getting on that. So coming up, I got more on Tyreek Hill, more on the trade rumors, more on whether I would do it or not. We're going to take a look at the money as well. But before that, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button, okay? Join us right here on the Packers Report because we're bringing you daily Packers videos. We got breaking news coverage, the latest news and rumors, and the best part about it is, I'm going to whisper this, it's all 100% free, okay? 100% free, does not cost you a dime, and yet you get everything in return. We got 2,500 people already rocking with us on the channel. You could be the next one if you hit that sub button. So we already talked about the devil, right? Saying this offense would be unstoppable. Let's talk about the angel now, okay? Because he says it's not worth the culture risk. And I don't know if you guys remember this. I think we all were kind of caught up with the end of the season antics from one of our own, Jair Alexander. But Tyreek Hill kind of had his own. January 5th, the day their season ends, he tweets out, "Love Finn Nation, blessing y'all. Open doors for the Hill family forever. Nothing but respect and love." Kind of insinuating, maybe a goodbye thank you. And then Bleacher Report tweeted this. This is a direct quote from Tyreek Hill in the locker room following their loss saying, "I'm out, bro." Tyreek Hill on his future with the Dolphins. And then, if you remember this, the Jets game, this was like very end of the year, week 17, and Jaylen Waddle, with 3 minutes left in the third quarter, only down 12, he asked Cheetah, "Hey, Cheetah, you done? You done?" Cheetah didn't come back in the game for that play. Almost quitting on his team. Only down 12. 2.5 minutes left. Still a playoff spot at this point on the line. And then also, it's the off-the-field issues as well. 4 kids this year, and another one was on the way. 5 kids in 2024. Now, I'm not going to judge anybody for what they choose to do in their personal life, but 10 children at 30 years old with multiple different women, I just like the outside noise. It's a lot from Tyreek Hill. We all remember the arrest before their first game of the season. Now, that when the officer cams came out, that wasn't necessarily all on Tyreek Hill. The situation was escalated far more than it needed to be. But still, the noise is a lot. And right now, I just don't know if it's worth it to add that kind of noise to a team whose culture seems pretty solid at the moment, okay? Now let's talk money. Because you can't just trade for somebody and be like, okay, sweet, he's on the team now. You got to pay him, and you got to pay him a lot. He's owed $25.85 million. Of course, that is his base salary plus any bonuses that he has. And then in 2026, it's $34.9 million. If you do trade for him, I would kind of imagine it's going to be a trade and then extend, so that way this money is a little bit lessened. His cap hit is a little bit lessened, but I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think this team's going to trade for Tyreek Hill. I think at this point, with all of the, rumors and reports that we've gotten over the last couple of days, we've talked about them here on the show, this team is going to look to the draft for wide receiver. Is that going to be round 1? I hope so. If it's not, I think it's going to be rounds 2 or 3. And I don't think that they're going to go to somebody who's going to cost them a lot of money, possibly be a culture risk, because it's just it's not worth it at that point. You won 11 games. You made it to the playoffs with the offense that you had now. Now, could Tyreek Hill improve that offense? 100%. Tyreek Hill would be the wide receiver 1, no questions asked. He would do a ton for this group, a ton for Jordan Love. But just knowing this team, who this team is, how this team is run, I don't think it's going to happen. Okay? So weigh in for me in the comment section down below. We're about to go over some draft targets to round this thing out. Before that, give me a scale of 1 to 100. What's the percent chance the Packers trade for Hill? 100% you're saying it's happening tomorrow. 1% you're saying no chance at all. Let me know in the comment section. We've showed you this group before, but I'm going to give another look at them, okay? Here's my top wide receivers in the 2025 NFL Draft. If they're not going to trade for Tyreek Hill, I want them to draft one of these 10 guys, okay? I love Tedero McMillan, love Luther Burden, love Matthew Golden. Emeka Egbuka, I am not as high on, but he's a guy I wouldn't mind selecting in the second round. And that's the thing. If you look at a lot of those names, Tedero McMillan, Luther Burden, Matthew Golden, those are the only 3 guys, in my opinion, that are worth drafting in that first round between, pick number 1 and 23. But a lot of other those guys, Isaiah Bond, Savion Williams, Alec Maynor, if those guys fall to you in round 2 or 3, I'd be incredibly excited about it. Thanks so much for watching. Every single one of you do appreciate taking time out of your busy days, busy lives to join us right here. If you haven't already, make sure to hit that sub button.